This is Asim here. Welcome back to our channel. So today we are going to talk about how we could set the Go compiler and then some of the tools we would be setting up like ffuf and gf, because a lot of people are asking me questions as to how to set the Go environment. So it's not very difficult. The only tricky part is, I would say, the path environment variable that we have to set. So I would be talking about that as well as to what path environment variable actually does and why it is important to set that. So you would be noticing that I have a mic right now. So I bought it 2 days or 3 days back. So it has come, but I see the sound quality is not very good. So I've ordered another one. So please tell me in the comment section, or there's a feedback form. So you could suggest as to how this goes, how the audio was better, was it better or not from the previous version. So I'm trying to improve on that. A lot of people have suggested, and some of the viewers also commented that I should improve the audio quality. Apart from that, I would also like to mention about the subreddit. So we have seen a lot of articles are being posted there. So not all those could be posted on the Telegram channel. See, it would be redundant to post it there and then again there. So I try to post the daily 4 articles on Telegram as well as on the subreddit. I would suggest and urge a lot of people to jump on the subreddit as well, discuss with other people. I have posted a word list link as well. So some of the viewers were asking which word list to start with. So there I posted that as well. So coming to the Go compiler thing, so I would be showing this in the Ubuntu 20.04 version. So I would be using a Docker container for that. So you don't need to use any Docker container as such. I'm just showing it because I have all those set up in my own system. My own system is itself Ubuntu 20.04. So I have the Go compiler already set. So I didn't want to mess up with the compiler settings and all those things. So I just made a fresh container where I could show. So the commands would remain the same whether you are using the Linux or Mac version. Even in Windows, it's a bit easier because in Windows you don't have to manually set the path, I guess. Whereas in Linux and Mac, you would have to set that. So I would be showing all those commands and how you would go with that. So first we would set the Go compiler, then we would talk about the path environment and setting that and why it is needed, how it helps in identifying the binaries once you have added it into the path variable. Then we are gonna install the GF, the grep wrapper which Tom Nom Nom had made, and then the ffuf, the fast web fuzzer. So that would, I think, wrap up the session for today. So let's get started with this. So this is the Golang website. So I would have the links in the description as well. So once you click the download Go button, it would show you the download page. You could download it based on your preference. Like if you are on Windows, you just need to download this installer. Whereas if you are on Mac, you just need to download the PKG and you double click on it, it would automatically install. You don't have to do anything. Whereas in Linux, once you download the TAR, you have to run some commands. So I would talk about the Linux version. So let me click on this. So I won't be downloading it again because I've already done that. So let me show you the download. So here I have that downloaded. So you could see that Go 1.14. So I just downloaded it right now. So it says after downloading, you have to extract it in the user local. Create a Go tree in this. So for that, you just need to untar. So this tar.gz is a tar gunzip file. GZ is for the gunzip. So basically, it's a zip file, but it's a different format. So people who are from the Windows background or who don't have used Linux much, so they would have seen zip files in that. So you use WinZip or WinRAR to extract. So RAR files for WinRAR and zip files for WinZip. So for that, so tar.gz is another format that Linux extensively supports, and a lot of it provides a bit more compression than others. So you just need to run this command from wherever you have the Go binary. So Go tar zip file. So since I have it here, so I would just copy and paste it here, and it should make all those things. So one thing you need to notice that here I'm running it as a root. So I didn't have any permission issue. But since if you would be running it on your PC, if you are not on a Linux on Kali, if you are on Ubuntu, you would be running as a non-root user. So you need to add a sudo here, sudo, and then you need to press this. So then they would ask for the password, and then you need to allow. So sudo basically does give you an elevated privileges to run that particular command. So just to check whether it has created or not, so I would ls user local. So you could see that there is a Go thing here. So basically it extracted this tar file into that. So we could even delete this now. So we don't need this, so we could delete it. So now it says after you have this, so you need to add this into the path environment variable. So path is an environment variable which whenever you write, like whenever you type a command here on this, like I type ls, right? So ls is like I didn't have to type the whole part to run that executable. That's because it's in the path environment variable. So let me show you what's the path environment variable. So right now these are the paths that are in the path environment variable. So colon separated. So these are three to four different paths. So if I do a which command, so which tells me the path from where the command is being executed. So you could see that it's in the user bin ls, right? So it should be here, like so. Yeah, see, user bin is in the path environment, so that's why I don't have to type the whole path like user bin and ls. Otherwise, I had to type this whole part to just run the ls command. But since it's in the path environment variable, so I don't have to do that. So currently, if I do go, so it would say command not found. So the reason that's because it's not in the path variable. So if I run like this go then and then go. So it would show me the go command. So but I don't want to type this whole like the whole path, right? So what I would do is I would just add it to the path environment. So this is the command by which you could add it in the path variable. So if I do now go, so it would just run without like I don't have to type the whole path. And if I check which go, so it would share this. And if I do echo dollar path, you could see that user local go bin is also in the path. Another thing to notice is that this path, when you do this export thing, so this path is set in only this particular terminal session. So if you want that it's persistent, like if you open a different terminal session and it should remain there. So what you could do is uh, there's a bashrc file. So if you're using the bash shell, so you could check which shell you have. So you could do that like this echo shell. So it would show bash. In my actual in my actual computer, I use the ZSH because it has a lot of cool and good looking features, as well as the autocomplete is also good. So that's that. So if you're using bash, so you could add it to the bashrc. So this is the thing that you would type. Vim is for like Vim is an editor, text editor you would say. So this forward slash and this tilde operator is basically the home directory you could see here. So the current path is being shown here. So vim.bashrc, you could go to the bottom of the file and you could just add this. So whenever a new terminal is or bash session is executed, so this file is automatically executed. And so since this file is automatically executed, though the path would also be automatically set. So you don't have to worry about that. I would suggest that you should always test your installation. So just make a file and add these commands. So I would say vim hello.go. I've written this command. So this is hello. So it says go build hello.go. So this is the command. And it would produce an executable that if I run, it would print the hello world because this command is the fmt.printf hello world. So if I check here, the hello is executable. So you could see hello world. You would see that it has the X like X flag set. So X is basically for executable permission. So now we have the Go compiler set. So the Go path would also be set. You don't have to worry about that. So now let's install the GF tool which we are talking about. So if we go down, so there's an installation guide. So you could do just this go get, and so what go get does is it automatically sorry. Let me install this. So you won't face this issue because I am using a container which doesn't have all these things. It's a basic Ubuntu 20.04 container. But I would say Git is not installed if you get error that Git is not found. So you probably have to install the Git. So I'm installing it here. Probably not. You might not fetch if you have a full Ubuntu version. I'm running it in a container, and that's why I'm facing this. However, it's a very simple issue. It's not a big thing. So what Go does is it fetches, like what this command does is it fetches this repository github.com tom nom nom gf, and it builds the binary like the way we build this command go build hello.go. It builds this go build like main.go. So it would like bring a it would compile a gf binary and it would add it into the path. So I would show you how that is being done. We have that there. So now let's do go get hyphen u github. So it would take some time. So now if we do this, so df command not found, right? So it's not found because it's not in the path. So let me show you user local go. So that's there. So you could see that we have got a go folder here itself. Let's check this out. So it would have bin and src. So as I was talking about, so src would contain the repository that go get -u command fetch, and bin would contain the binary that's been like compiled after fetching the src. So if I show you the src, there would be a github.com and tom nom nom. So whatever repositories we fetch, it would be there. So this is the whole repository that's been fetched. And if I do ls go and bin, so you would see the gf. GF is, so if you have to run this, so what you would have to do is go bin gf. So no such pattern. So if that's how you need to run. So if I do like AWS, so that's how you have to run. So if you want that, this should also be in your path, right? That would be most effective. Like you just type GF and then AWS or whatever patterns are there, and it would automatically pop up. So what you could do is you could do the export thing again. So what I did was a control R to get the reverse search, and then I typed export. So dollar path is basically appending the original path, and then I would add this. So this path is, what's my path? It's root and then go bin. So this is the path that I want to add. So I would add this. So if I do now gf, so you could see that I didn't have to type the whole path. So I would suggest add this as well in your bashrc or zshrc, whatever you have. So let me show you the reverse search. So control R, you could see that reverse search, and then type whatever command you have typed earlier. So bash R. So since I had this, so it would search the previous command history and find whatever like bash was wherever you used the most recent one. So if you want to go a previous one, you just press again you press the control R and it fetch the like a command above that. So the previous, and just go on pressing and you would get the previous and the previous command. So if I go here, so I need to add the other path as well. So I have added this one as well. So you could restart the terminal or you could load the bashrc like this also. So if I do like echo dollar path, so I would have that. So I have that. So if I do gf now, so I could directly have that. So since there are no patterns, it's not showing the patterns because like there's no autocomplete set. So let's set that as well. So it's showing that go get okay. So how you could set, so to set the auto completion, you have to like do this gf hyphen completion dot bash into your bash rc file. So this file is where the GitHub directory was. So let me show you. Go src GitHub nom 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 gf. So you could press the tab to auto complete that. And if I show, so you could see that gf dot completion dot zsh and bash. So I could also show you gf completion dot bash. So you could do cat to list the file. So it's basically this file. So what you could do is you could like source this. You could add this whole path. Like you could add it into a bash RC. So what the command is, source and path to the gf completion dot bash. So source, and since we're in the root, sorry. So since we're in the root, so that's how you would do. I think you could see, right. So this is how you would do this. And then you could have like save this file. So saving is by, so let me show you how you need to save this. Otherwise you would, so you could just press the escape key and X. So if you are facing difficulty in doing it using Vim, you could do Nano as well. Nano, it's pretty easy to save in Nano. You could use it, or you could open it in any of the like VS Code or gedit or any other visual code. Wherever you feel like, you could edit it easily. So let me come back. So after you have done this, to you need to copy the example pattern file into a directory .gf. So what you need to do is you just need to copy this. You need to run this command if you have if you have the go path set. So let me show you whether I have the go path set or not. So go path is not set, right? So I would suggest that you add the go path. So if you could see, so this go path is basically, um, so this is the go path you could see. So after that, the SRC and all those things. So go path would be equal to root and then go. But it might be different for you. Like if you are on a, what do you say? If so, like if you are on normal Ubuntu version, so it would be like this go path. So it's the home directory, then the username and go. So it's basically this directory. So tilde and then go operator. So basically the home directory and the go folder. So add this as well to the bashrc so that you don't have to export it all the time. So if you have done all that right, so you just need to run this command and it would like have all those things there. So now if we do gf and tab, so that you could have all those commands. So to list all the properties, so these are all the like all the regexes that's there. So that's pretty much installing GF. It was easy. I just made a bit lengthy, I guess. So it was easy. So you need to do three things basically. First, you need to run the go get -u command. So that's here. So after you have done that, you need to like set the go path, I would say. So once you have done set the go path, so you could directly do this and set it into bashrc, or if you have a ZSHRC, you just change it to ZSH and change this to ZSHRC. Then you could run this source to like reload the configuration of bashrc. And you need to also copy the examples because they are where all the regexes are. So that's pretty much the three-step way to install GF. So now let's come to ffuf. It's way easier than that, I would say, because there is a release page and you could directly download it from the release page if you want, or if you want to run like do this, because since we have already set the go path and the go bin as well, so we could do this as well. So if we do this, it would automatically fetch the ffuf and all those things and compile that. And since the path is already in our path environment variable, so we could just do this ffuf and we would have this one running. That's pretty much easy. So that's pretty easy. I think that took like less than a minute, I guess. So that's pretty much all that I had to talk about. I don't want to make this lengthy. So let's finish it here.